Did you set a goal, work towards the goal, but now you lost steam, thinking of quitting? Before you do, watch this video. Maybe you just picked the wrong goal, or maybe the goal needs to be tweaked. Roll it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com, where we strive to make videos on integrity so that we can start making the right decisions at the right time to get moving in the right direction. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you do. Setting goals is incredibly challenging, and sometimes it's easy. Usually, if it's challenging, it's the logic that's playing the role in making the decision, where if it's easy, it's usually emotions. And this is a telling story, and we really need to understand this. Because when we make a decision to set a goal and go move towards it, an emotional self will look at an opportunity and say, yes, I'm going to go do it. Where the rational mind will really think about it and think about all the positives and the negatives and try to calculate the probability of success. Oftentimes, the rational one generally say no, where the emotional one will say yes. And I think if you think back on all the goals you set, you'll find this to be true. We started the series off talking about setting goals, those big goals that we want to achieve, the ones that come in New Year's resolutions where you go, oh, I want to do this by the end of the year, this is it, this is the year. Or when you're halfway through the year and something has occurred and you want change and you're like, you know what, I'm done, I'm going to go do this. And off you go and you start. Or maybe it's just something that occurs and you're kind of like, you know what, that's a good idea, I want to move towards it. Those generally are not decisions we're making on a rational side. They're more of an emotional side. Where on a rational side, it's more aligned to purpose, and it's usually people who have a purpose, they have a direction, and they're moving towards it, and something pops up, and they go, you know what, that's a great idea. They rationally put that into perspective based on what they're trying to achieve, and off they go. Now, it's important to really focus on this and ask yourself, which one are you? Because it's a telling story about somebody's opportunity for success to occur in their life if they know what they're really moving towards based on these two concepts. Because again, the risk increases when you're making decisions based on emotion and not on integrity. Now this video, whether you're on one side or the other, it applies the same way, because whether we made the decision on an emotional and a rational side, well, we're still working towards a goal. And most of the time, setting the goal, starting working on the goal, and actually finishing the goal, two different incredibly hard things that we need to focus on and achieve, and they don't end up being what we had expected them to be. And because of that word expect, this is why it applies to everybody. Expectations are still based on emotions, emotionally driven thoughts that we have. And they're assumption based. And once we get into that world, we're curving back into the emotional side, aren't we? Whether you have a purpose, a mission, or whatever, a direction you would say, and you're aligning everything towards it, our expectations are still increasing based on that emotional want and need of what we want to become, want to see happen in our lives based on these goals. So if you've lost steam on something big that you set for yourself as a goal, a big challenge, a big objective, New Year's resolution you would call it, this is what you should really start looking at in order to pick up that steam again, or come to the realization, be really authentic with yourself on this decision to say, you know what, maybe this wasn't for me, maybe I gotta change it up. One, ask yourself, at that moment I made the decision, who was I? Was I that person at that moment who knew their limitations, knew what they were capable of? Or was I that superhero that goes, I'm going to achieve it by the end of the year no matter what? I'll figure it out along the way. Because this will help you really understand what your thought process was at the time, how you set those expectations, and how you plan to achieve those expectations. 2, it's asking yourself, did I make the right plan? Did I focus on creating a plan that was based on my capabilities right now, not that superhero. Authenticity leads the way, and I made a video about it. Last video was a critical one. I suggest you click above and watch that, because when we're authentic with ourselves and we're really honest, we can look at all the issues that exist in setting and achieving a goal, and then we can compare it to what we are capable of, and then look at what we need to learn, what we need to grow on a skill set level, on a capabilities level, in order to achieve what we want to achieve. Everything is possible, and it's possible if we have the mindset to grow into what we need to grow into in order to find the success we're looking for. Number 3, it's all about expectations. Did you set the right expectations? Or did you put the bar too high? Along those lines, did you set up a plan to achieve those expectations that's realistic based on everything that's occurring in any one person's life? Again, this relates back to that superhero thought process of creating these expectations of who you thought that superhero will be instead of who you are right now. And again, where do the growth goals fit in there? Did you have enough time planned out to get the growth goals moving in order to reach those expectations? Step number 4, well, if you've been watching my videos, you know what I'm going to say. It's accountability. Did you put metrics in there to keep yourself accountable? Is there a system in place? Or did you just run with it and you said, I'm going to just do the best I can without thinking down the road that you're going to lose steam? If you did, well, this is simple. Go back and look at your accountability measures. Maybe you weren't doing them as effectively. Reshape that up, and I guarantee you're going to see some success in there, and it's going to reignite the flame inside. If you didn't, well, guess what? It's time to re-look at everything and ask yourself, how can I put some accountability measures in there to really look at the metrics long term, so that I can see those steps of success that I'm having as I try to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. Because if you start doing this, and trust me, if you've lost steam, whatever point you are in this goal setting slash achievement process, if you are losing steam and you are in a place where you want to quit, doing these steps, going through them and really taking some time, I mean, get some pen and paper out, go old school on this and draw it out, really write it down. Ask yourself, am I moving in the right direction with this? And how much time can I give myself before actually wanting to quit? And can I get the steam back? And how much time do I need to put in place that's fair for me to really put into play a new plan with new accountability measures, with new expectations, so that I can measure, is this really what I want to be doing, for 1? 2, am I going to see success? 3, will I become more of the person I wanted to be when I set the goal? This is a telling story of somebody who is able to make the right decision at the right time. What we're doing here is we're setting ourselves up for success. The success is coming from the ability for us to recognize that, hey, we lost some steam. Why did we lose steam? What is actually occurring? Did we make the right decisions along the way with the planning of achieving the goal? And if we haven't, then we need to reanalyze that and set it up again so that we can start over without losing time, energy, and money. Not doing this step back. You're not doing a step back by doing this. The step back will be by just deciding, hey, I'm going to just quit right now, and we don't want to do that. What we want to do is reanalyze everything, restructure everything, and redo it. Setting up a timeline that we know is fair for us to say, at the end of that timeline, if the steam doesn't come back, if we don't actually see the progress, if we're really committed and we do the accountability checks and we go, I have tried my best, but clearly it ain't happening, then we know that maybe this isn't for us and it's time to A, quit this, B, find another form of it, C, do something totally different. This will take away the regret. It will take away that emotion of feeling like a failure. It will take away the whole idea that life sucks. Life is no good. I'm nothing in this world. That whole mindset, that negative mindset that people come up with. I almost said negative Nelly. Because you will start seeing opportunities and you're going to be setting yourself up for success when that opportunity comes, for you to be able to switch over if you need to. Or say to yourself, you know what? I'm doing pretty good now. I don't need to switch. My name is Nicolas Rentas. This is MentorshipApproach.com. Share this video with somebody that you think might find some value in it. And of course, leave your comment below. Your story. What are you going through? What have you gone through? What's worked? What hasn't? Because, you know, somebody might be watching this. They might read your comment. You might help change their life.